Hi, my name is BM Harwani and I'll give you small computer career guidance for developing apps on smartphones. Today smartphones and tablets are in huge demand. There are so many smartphone devices which are very popular, and the people is running for the apps on the small screen devices. So there's a huge career options for the developers, those who know how to make programs, applications for these small screens. So what are the regions the users or developers can focus on are Android development, that is you can develop apps for Android platform, iOS, Windows Phone development, and cross mobile platform development. That is instead of developing for all the three individual app for platforms, you can develop on the platform which works for all the three, right? So basically, to which developer should shoot for, which is in demand or which is more popular. So I'll focus on the features for all the three, then you decide it, right? So I'm going to start with the features for Android development. Android is a mobile operating system based on Linux kernel, and as you all know that it was developed by Google, and it is basically made for touchscreen devices. Android comes installed on all the smartphones and tablets today, and it's very popular, and there's a huge community of developers for Android. Android is very popular nowadays. So if I want to develop for Android, what I should already know? Can I go for straight away developing with Android applications? No, you need at least two languages properly. First thing very sure that you should need is a Java programming. Why Java? Because whatever visual user interface that you make, that interface is accessed, and the data entered by the user in the visual interface is accessed through Java, and the next action, the whole data which is accessed from visual interface is processed in Java, and the next action is decided by Java, that is which screen to show next, what to do next task. So Java runs at the core of Android, and the question is that in which language this visual user interface is made, and that interface is made in XML, extensible markup language. But you don't need deep knowledge of XML, because the IDE which is used for Android today, that is Android Studio, that provides you the drag and drop feature. That is, you drag the controls like buttons, drop down list, checkbox, whatsoever. When you drag and drop on the page or the frame, the XML code will be auto generated. And secondly, if you know a bit of XML, it's already a best option to do so. It will always help you. Now the question is that what are the features of Android Studio? One thing is for sure that you need to use this IDE, integrated development environment, for developing Android apps in ease. If you want to make your task easier, you need to use this IDE. You can download it from this Android developer.android.com site. The features for this studio as I'll tell you. First thing is that it has an intelligent code editor. That is, whenever you write a bit of the code, it will give you the suggestion. It will complete the code for you. So no need of typing the entire code. Secondly, you don't need to write XML code. As I said, all the controls, usually text field, radio button, checkboxes, drop down list, everything are displayed on the visual editor. You just drag and drop on the page of the screen, whatsoever. Whenever you make an app, it comprises of certain screens. So whenever you drag and drop any control on the screen, the code will be auto generated for you. And one thing more that IDE does is that it provides you virtual devices. See, whenever you make an application, you cannot straight away try it on the physical device. You need to debug it. But there are so many devices with different resolution, different concepts and features like native sensors. So how will you try it on the physical device? Which device you will try on? So the IDE provides you virtual devices for every device, for every resolution. That is, you create a virtual device for XYZ screen resolution, the device that comprises of XYZ sensors and hardware features. The moment you create this IDE, the virtual device, you try your app on that, and if your app works properly on that, then you can try it physically on that device comprises of that features. So you don't have to try every now and then on the physical device. You ensure yourself that your app is working properly on the virtual device, then you can go on with that thing on the physical devices. Android, you can, with the Android, you not only you can make the apps for only smartphones, you can make it for tablets, you can make for Android Wear, you can make it for Android TV, you can make it for Android Auto, and you can make it for Google Glass also. So Android is one time investment sort of thing, that you learn it and you can develop apps for so many different devices. Even with the Android apps that you make, that you can sell it through its market, Google Play. You can develop your apps, Android apps, through Google Play, which is an online market for Android apps, and you can sell it through that. iOS, as we all know that iOS is the product of Apple company. It's Apple's proprietary mobile operating system, and you can develop apps in iOS for iPhone, iPad mini, iPod touch also. The iPhone is basically a revolutionary device for Apple. It has actually the mobiles became popular with iPhone only. Many because of its very lucrative features that made it very popular among the developers. It is very simple to operate. Also, it supports multi-touch, and it has several web serving features. You can send, receive emails, supports watching videos, you can listen to music, whatever. The iOS SDK, iOS operating system supports many features which are required for iOS development. The software that is required, that you can use it for developing iOS app, is iOS SDK. The full form is Software Development Kit, which you can use it for developing applications for iPhone, iPad, and iPod touch also. The iOS operating system is based on Macintosh OS operating system, and it is very fast. It consumes less processor and memory resources. Its latest version at the moment is iOS 8. Few of its features I'll just explain it now. First thing, it is very secure. It's very difficult to break into this operating system. The data and info of the consumer are highly secured because of this operating system, and you can access all the features of the hardware through this operating system. You can make use of sensors, you make use of camera and other which are the parts, which are the features of the hardware into the application straight away. You can use AirDrop feature to share files, and AirDrop works very fast. When you share files, you can share with iCloud. It has a library, iCloud library, which is cloud based. You can share your photos and videos through this iCloud photo library. You can manage group conversations, you can add people in the group, you can remove the people from the group. So you can make a sort of a conference. You can many people can conversate together through this operating system. It has a built-in map feature. It will tell you places of interest, like you are standing at a place and you want to see the nearby hotels or nearby locations for tourism or whatsoever. So it will give you the places of interest on the basis of the place that you are you are located right now. The cloud code helps in making apps for the cloud-based apps. You can integrate your apps through iCloud so that it can be used as a sharing server. It enables developers to integrate iCloud features in your apps. The health application is there. The health application helps in tracing your physical and fitness information. It keeps track of what is your health, and it maintains the whole information of yours, of your health basically. Apple's HomeKit is also there, part of this SDK, and it allows home devices and appliances to interact with each other. That is, you can operate your microwave and washing machine, etc., through your mobile device also. Apple supports Metal API also. It provides the tools for game development, and it enhances the game performance also. So for developing iOS, what you basically require is that first thing, that it is, because it's Mac based, you need Intel based Mac running Mac OS, that is Snow Leopard is required at least. And the IDE which is used for developing iOS applications is your Xcode IDE that you require for developing iOS. Xcode makes your job very easy, as Android Studio makes it for Android. And the language that you require, previously the language used for iOS development was Objective-C, but nowadays the language that is being used is Swift for iOS development. It's a OOPS based, object-oriented programming languages, and it obviously takes advantage of all the OOPS features, overriding inheritance. You don't have to make it from the scratch. The third popular mobile operating system which is used, and the apps you can make it for, is Windows Phone development. Windows Phone is a family of Microsoft obviously, and its latest version at the moment is Windows 8.1, and it was released just in April 2014. So the features that you may be interested in knowing of Windows Phone are as such. Firstly, it is very simple to use, and because we've been using Microsoft is very popular operating system for the visual people who look visual interface. So it's easy to use, easy to configure, and you can make your apps very easily. Nothing to worry about much. You can easily navigate. There are so many. It has live tiles, and you can just swipe it vertically. You can there are tiles for everything. I mean, for the networking, for socials and everything. Windows Phone integrates with your social network site like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. So you don't have to make you can use them. You can access the content of social networking sites in your Windows Phone development. You don't need any dedicated app for doing so. You can select multiple contacts to create a group. You can create your group to work on together, and indirectly you can use the whole concept of social networking in your apps. You can see the latest updates of your friends through People Hub. It will keep you updated through People Hub what your friends are doing, and it provides the Kids Corner to develop. It makes safer for the kids to work on smartphones. It provides a place where the kids can easily work and learn about and do something productive. For Windows, as we all know that Bing search is also there. Bing is the product of Microsoft. You can use it straight away in your apps, and it is the part of this Windows Phone SDK. You can use it for in your apps also. You can use it for searching your desired data in the device also. Windows Phone comes with Office, MS Office. That is obviously it is not the well versed as your laptop or desktop version, but still it makes your job easy. You can develop, you can work on PowerPoint, MS Word on your mobile device through this Office, which is a limited version of the actual MS Office. You can use, download and distribute app which you made for Windows Phone through Windows Phone Store. It is like the market for Windows Phone apps. You can use it, and to well versed you can use it for this thing. Sell your Windows apps. Windows Phone implements high security. It is you cannot if you're not authorized, you cannot access its data of the device. You cannot. It requires all the encryption and everything to make your device and your apps very secure. For developing Windows Phone, you need at least the following. You need Visual Studio, that is the IDE. You need Windows SDK. You need Windows Driver Kit also, and the Power Engine plugin for Windows 8.1. So these are the things that you require for doing Windows app. Besides developing mobile apps for Android, iOS and Windows Phone, you can even create mobile apps for cross-platform. Cross-platform means the apps once made can work on all the three. It will execute on Android also, on iOS also, and on Windows Phone also. The problem with the developers nowadays is that unless they go for cross-platform, if they make any software that works only for Android, and if the client wants the same apps to work on iOS, they have to restart from the scratch. Because why to start from scratch? Because see, not only the operating system is different, the devices are different, their working manifesto is different. the terminology of accessing the native devices features is also different. So developing apps for cross-platform is a good plus point if you happen to go for that. Today there are so many smartphones. Android, iPhone is there, BlackBerry is also there. So it's a good feature if you go for cross-platform. You have the advantage of that. The feature, the app that is once made will run on everything, on almost all the popular brands today. As I said, the basic core of all the operating system is different. So what are the hybrid or the cross-platform mobile operating systems tools that are available today are your PhoneGap, Xamarin, Appcelerator, iFactor, Kony, Sencha. I usually don't go for all. I don't prefer going for all the. But the one that I have worked with is PhoneGap. PhoneGap is a standard-based open source development framework through which you can develop apps, cross-platform apps, and it is based on you can use HTML, CSS3, JavaScript, and you can make the apps for Android, Windows Phone, BlackBerry, and almost all. So once the app is written in PhoneGap, it will work on all the devices. It will access all the hardware. It will use the sensors of the devices like accelerometer, compass, geolocation, etc. So either you can go for developing for a particular specific platform, or you can go for cross-platform mobile development. The choice is yours. Thank you.